fight.
C'est dur, mais bon, il faut s'accrocher, quoi.
And let's focus on the BMW X-Ray team and try to understand the work of the assistants after a Dakar stage. When the day's over for the drivers and co-drivers, it only really starts with the mechanics, even if the cars seem undamaged. Then Quant, the team manager, explains that, well, usually all the cars are checked. There's a checklist. We've got all the points which are checked, and then we note down everything. If everything's been done and what has to be replaced, then the mechanics take all they need from the assistance truck. And the standard check is check the engine oil, the gearbox oil, the suspensions. Well, work well organized, 3 mechanics per car, a chief mechanic and 2 other mechanics in the team, also some engineers for the electrical and the shock absorbers. Well, we have some small information, explains this mechanic, from some people who are at the end of the stage. When the car has a big problem, drivers can call us to tell us. There are no big problems. Well, it's just normal work. And normal work on the car lasts 3 to 4 hours each day. In fact, it looks like the day or night is never really over for them. We have 1 crew for each car, but when this crew has finished their own car, if the other crews need help, well, we go to help them. Real teamwork in the BMW X-Ray team. The car race and a day in reds, the red of the Mitsubishi team. They'd probably planned to hit hard for this toughest stage of the Dakar so far. And that's exactly what they did. Thumbs up to title holder Stéphane Péterancel and his runner-up last year, Luc Alphand. Peter Hansel, who was the fastest on the finish line, 4 minutes 23 seconds ahead of his teammates. And victory number 50 for the Frenchman. Just as many successes as Dakar legend Ari Vatanen. Only Peter did it in both the bike and the car class. 33 wins on a bike, 17 on 4 wheels. Peter Hansel spent most of the day ahead of Luc Alphand, the runner-up last year. And the Frenchman admitted that he had stayed stuck in the sand 4 times. While Peter Hansel suffered a puncture, just shows how impressive his performance was on the day. The Mitsubishi train heading to the finish line, and a glorious moment for them. Hiroshi Masuoka's crash a few days ago is forgotten. They prepared for this one, and they are now first and second overall. Luc Alphand, the new overall leader, with a 3 minute 12 second lead on his teammates, and the winner of the 2 previous editions, Stéphane Péterancel. A bumpy day for Peter Hansel and Alphand. Stuck in the sand, but eventually storming to the finish line. And this is one of the punctures that the Mitsubishi team suffered. A puncture for the title holder. Nani Roma, meanwhile, also punctured and was stuck in the sand, losing precious time on all the favourites. Jutta Kleinschmidt finished 3rd on the day, and she suffered the most punctures, 3, and still crossed the finish line, only losing 11 minutes and 49 seconds. Daniel de Villiers was one of the many to get lost at the start. He lost over 16 minutes today, and his overall lead to Luc Alphand. A bad day for the Schlesser team, Jean-Louis Schlesser and Thierry Magnaldi. Magnaldi, who had fuel problems between his two tanks and the connections. And for Carlos Sainz, it was a real nightmare. He got stuck in the sands alongside his co-driver Andreas Schultz, and the Spaniard broke his power assistance steering. He had to cope with that for the last 80 kilometers, eventually making it to the finish line exhausted. Sainz lost 34 minutes and 44 seconds on the day's winner. So Carlos Sainz still learning. A terrible day as well for Bruno Sabi, a Dakar winner in the 90s. He suffered serious mechanical problems and was still waiting for assistance. We have gasoline problems, losing gasoline, problem with the injection as well. So Bruno Sabi still stuck in the desert and waiting for his assistance vehicle. A bad day for Mark Miller. He seriously crashed the Volkswagen Race Touareg on its roof. No injuries, however. For Nasser Al-Attiyah, it went better. A good position on the finish line, but he was given a 10-hour penalty, missing out on all the waypoints. And this is Carlos Sousa, the Portuguese driver. We're driving in sixth gear, he explains, around 130 kilometers an hour. Behind we have a Volkswagen who is trying to catch up with us. And that's the main problem. The new cars are very, very fast. It's difficult for us to compete. Well, Sousa eventually finished 10th, losing 1 hour and 36 minutes. This is Eric Vigouroux in his Chevy Pro Truck. Very difficult day for him and for a lot of the other privateers. Freddie Larks driving alongside Eric Veroff, former biker. Thailand's man Porn Sirished, stuck on the top of the dune. Paolo Marquez using one of the most precious items today, the shovel. And Alfie Cox still learning. It's his first Dakar on four wheels. The man who finished on the podium of the bike race a few years ago. Bad day as well for Rick Amashi. How is he going to get out of that one? Well, Sainz eventually made it to the finish line. And look at his hands. Blistered. No steering assistance. So victory number 50 for Stéphane Peterhansel with a 4-minute advantage on Luc Alphand. Kleinschmidt is 11 minutes adrift. Al-Attiyah 5th, but he got a time penalty. In the overall standings, 2 Mitsubishis in the 2 first spots. Alphand ahead of Peter Hansel. Kleinschmidt is on the podium so far. Well, first difficult stage, explains Peter Hansel, a lot of navigation, a lot of very soft dunes, some camel grass, a Mauritanian cocktail, as we're used to. Wasn't easy. We didn't do the perfect stage because we got a puncture and we were stuck on a dune, so we had to deflate our tires, and not perfect stage for us. We were a bit surprised, explains Alphand, by the last dunes. We thought it would be easier. We got stuck 4 times in the same spot. Stéphane Peterhansel was stuck later on. But we did a good stage today. We put the pressure on the Volkswagen team. Physically, nothing too bad. Nothing too bad. Well, it was very hard, explains Kleinschmidt. Many soft dunes. We lost a lot of time because of 3 punctures. After that, we were without spare tires, so we had to take it easy, drive carefully. But I'm confident for the next days because the gap with the Mitsubishi is not that big.
The biggest thing for us, we were so badly lost this morning, and you know, with a new navigational system, if you are lost, it is so difficult to find your way. I don't know if it's completely the correct thing, but it definitely made it very interesting.
And let's take a look at the truck race now. And after winning the first 6 specials, a very bad day for Vladimir Chagin, stuck in the dunes. He lost over 1 hour with his Kamaz truck stuck. Fidaus Kabirov had to settle for 2nd position, finishing in 8 hours, 27 minutes and 34 seconds. Kabirov 2nd overall, earning 1 hour on his teammates. Vladimir Chagin. Here's Klaas Bowley, finding it hard to get his big machine over the dunes. And that was the case for all the trucks. Germany's Franz Echter finished in the top 5 yesterday, taking it nice and easily. So a bad day for Vladimir Chagin. He lost 1 hour on the day and was heading for the finish line. Victory eventually went to Hans Stacy ahead of Kabirov. Well, tomorrow the competitors will have to cover another tough stage before a well-deserved rest day in Nouakchott, short liaison, and then we head west to the Mauritanian capital. Bikers and riders will have to cope with the first special of over 500 kilometers. Lots of sand to be enjoyed, and another day when the overall standing could seriously change. A fine day indeed it was for the Mitsubishi team. Peter Hansel winning ahead of Alphon. That's it from the Dakar. We'll see you tomorrow for more drama from the dunes.